You are a brilliant scientist who wants to improve the world. You've invented a substance that can purify water from any contamination. You drop a tablet into a puddle, and the water becomes crystal clear. Purified water flows into the sewage system, triggering a chain reaction of purification. But the chemicals in the tablet not only destroy harmful microbes, but also eliminate beneficial bacteria. The chain reaction reaches the oceans, and all the water on the planet becomes lifeless. The Earth's ecosystem collapses, and the apocalypse begins. Ups, you just wanted to make the world a better place. This is a fictional story, but in real life, there have been scientific experiments that could have accidentally destroyed our world. For example, in the 1970s, scientists sought a way to combat oil spills in the ocean. Biologist and genetic engineer Dr. Chakrabarty altered the internal structure of one bacterium, giving it the ability to dissolve organic substances. You could release billions of these bacteria into polluted water, and they would start eating oil and multiplying, cleaning up the ocean. Sounds great, right? However, scientists feared that the bacteria might mutate. What if, in addition to oil, they started eating plastic, paper, wood, dirt, glass, and metals, devouring everything? Imagine trillions of omnivorous bacteria multiplying and consuming the entire planet. After further research, scientists concluded this scenario was unlikely. Still, they were concerned that well-eating bacteria could start consuming other bacteria, disrupting the microbial food chain. This imbalance in nature could have severe consequences, as some bacteria are vital for the survival of millions of living organisms. Fortunately, nothing like that happened. The bacteria could only feed on oil, and Dr. Chakrabarty became the first person to patent a living organism. Another noble experiment with potentially dangerous consequences is the SETI program search for extraterrestrial intelligence. As the name suggests, the risk lies in the possibility of contact with alien life. The program has been scanning space for over 50 years, searching for radio signals from other civilizations. Sounds exciting, but there's a catch. We also send out signals with our coordinates, hoping someone will find us. If any alien species detect our signals and can travel to our planet from other parts of the galaxy, their technology would be far more advanced than ours. What if they come to conquer us? Or imagine green aliens picking up our signal and saying, "Hey, there's a planet a few thousand light years away that sent us their address. Want to go there? No thanks. I'm sure it's a trap." Haven't you seen space horror movies? In any case, our signal is unlikely to reach a star system where life theoretically exists anytime soon. Distances are just vast. Another incident occurred in the late 1960s when the crew of Apollo 11 returned to Earth after their lunar mission. The three astronauts landed in a capsule somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Humanity had made a giant leap by reaching the moon, and it was a tremendous achievement. A ship picked up the astronauts from the ocean, and they were greeted as heroes. But what if they unknowingly brought back unknown lunar microbes? This was the 1960s, and medical and research technologies weren't as advanced as they are today. The astronauts might not have realized that some organisms had attached to them. These organisms could have entered the spacecraft and reached Earth, and scientists might not have been able to stop their spread or understand their nature. It's not just astronauts. Space probes and satellites could also introduce alien microbes to our planet. What if these organisms start consuming our oxygen and multiplying exponentially? One scientist claimed there was a 99% chance that Apollo 11 brought back lunar organisms, but the remaining 1% was still enough to cause unpredictable consequences. Sometimes, forces of nature can become destructive than human hands. There is a fungus called mutantaport, which infects rice grains, making them unfit for consumption. Every year, this fungus destroys enough rice to feed 60 million people. Animals also suffer because of the fungus, making it one of agriculture's most dangerous enemies. Imagine someone takes samples of this fungus, modifies them, and makes them even more powerful and destructive. What if these samples accidentally spread to fields? The fungus would multiply, wiping out crops. This would lead to a global rice shortage, causing widespread hunger. Although there's no evidence that anyone has weaponized this fungus, farmers have noticed that mutantaport has been spreading faster than usual in some regions. The balance of nature is delicate, and any disruption to our planet's ecosystem can lead to unpredictable consequences. Even small animals, like mice, can wreak havoc. Let's look at a real disaster that occurred on Gulf Island in the South Atlantic Ocean. In the 19th century, sailors accidentally introduced mice to this island. The mouse population grew rapidly, driving out other animals. The Tristan albatross and down scenes of other rare birds were pushed to the brink of extinction. Despite the albatross being much larger than the mice, the rodents still attacked them. This story shows how invasive species, like mice, can destroy entire animal populations and upset the balance of biodiversity. What if these mice had no natural predators, like cats or other carnivores? They could take over the entire animal kingdom. To save the birds, experts began eradicating the mice with poison. However, there are more effective methods. Toxins can harm other animals and poison the environment, leading to catastrophic consequences. Scientists found a different way to deal with invasive species: gene-drive technology, which makes animals sterile or forces them to produce offspring of only one gender. This method was successful in controlling malaria-carrying insects. Just a few gene-infected mosquitoes were enough to wipe out entire species in some areas. Infected mosquitoes passed on the gene to their offspring, spreading sterility. It's an effective way to fight pests. But what if someone wanted to use gene-drive technology on fish or wild animals? This could change nature forever. It's not only animals and humans that can negatively impact nature. Some plants are also capable of causing harm. One such plant is hawkweed, which grows faster than people can destroy it. It's resistant to most herbicides and has a long lifespan. Hawkweed is an invasive species that takes over fields, pushing out other plant species. Its sap can cause burns on human skin. Although some animals eat hawkweed, it spreads too quickly. Perhaps evolution will eventually create more effective ways to combat it, maybe some parasitic bacteria. But until that happens, humans have to deal with it on their own. We spend millions of dollars trying to get rid of hawkweed, but it doesn't always work. You can burn an entire field of it, but if even one seed remains, it will quickly sprout on the scorched earth. What if scientists create a toxin that doesn't kill the plant but alters its genetic code, leading to mutations? The plant could grow even larger and spread faster. Ivy and hawkweed would cover city streets and grow into buildings. That would be an unpredictable outcome, like something out of a zombie or alien invasion movie.